Hello everyone! After styling in 2018, the Sportage matured due to the updated front and rear optics, bumpers and grille, as well as a more stylishly designed interior. But most importantly, instead of 1.6-liter engines, a 2.4-liter atmospheric 4 appeared with direct fuel injection with a capacity of 184 horses. And the diesel engine got a new 8-speed automatic. Gasoline engines still work in tandem with the well-known 6-band hydromechanics. As mentioned above, cars for market come off the assembly line of the Kaliningrad plant. They say that it was the Russian assembly that caused the most durable paintwork. Actually, it is not. For cars made in Korea, it is also not of high quality. But there is no doubt about the resistance of the body to corrosion. Even after the appearance of chips and scratches, the iron in these places remains untouched by rust. However, in Russian conditions, chrome parts give up quite quickly. After the first winter, their coating may become cloudy and even swell with age. The hood latch was also weak. By the way, on warranty machines, constipation was usually updated for free. However, as well as the windshield and rear windows washing nozzles, they're also at risk. Although the details cost a penny and will not hit the second owner's pocket hard. But if you want to install additional soundproofing, you will have to fork out. At the same time, there are lots of you who want to make the crossover quieter. Although, for me, in the standard version, the car cannot be called too noisy. But salon equipment may require attention. On the Sportage, the upholstery of the steering wheel and gear lever is quickly wiped. The driver's seat sits out. Although the finishing materials are of high quality and the assembly is very neat. The car is stuffed with electronics quite densely, but failures in it do not happen often. With this, the Kia Sportage is in a perfect order. Owners only often complain about periodically burning low beam and fog lamps. They are usually changed about once a year. I must say that the transparent plastic of the head optics is quickly overwritten and cloudy. At first, polishing saves, but then the headlights become blind more and more. Therefore, many owners book, first of all, headlights, units, or even the entire body. Occasionally, there are malfunctions in the operation of the central lock, power windows, and multimedia system. After the modernization of 2018, the line of gasoline engines consists of atmospheric force with a volume of 2.0 liters, 150 horses, and 2.4 liters, 184 horses, which are priori known as reliable and durable. Although earlier the 2-liter engine synced with scuffing of the cylinder piston groove. Usually this happened for two reasons: due to insufficient oil level and with the failure of the catalysts. With the first reason, everything is more or less clear. Due to the low level of liquid lubricant, ulceration occurs. In this case, the pistons move through the cylinders dry, leaving scuff marks on the walls. Therefore, make it a rule to regularly monitor the amount of oil in the engine. If it is always within the normal range, then such problems will never happen. It is quite another matter if the neutralizer fails. As soon as they felt something was wrong, the engine suddenly began to lazily gain momentum. Frankly stupid. It doesn't start well. Urgently to the service for a replacement. The fact is that the working part of the catalyst consists of ceramic honeycomb, which are destroyed as they fail. Small particles of ceramic are sucked back into the engine, scratching the cylinder walls like sandpaper. Consider that engine repair or replacement of the cylinder block is provided to you. Therefore, keep an eye on the converter and change it in time. Some owners cut out the failed catalyst and installed the so-called snag. Today, these problems occur less frequently, although they have not yet been completely cut. Both gasoline engines have a metal chain in the gas distribution mechanism. The regulated service life is about 200,000 kilometers. In fact, she can handle more. Today, Cases of premature chain stretching have not yet been recorded, but it is highly likely that in the 4th or 5th year of life, gasoline engines will begin to sweat with oil due to the cracked seals and seals. The fact is that there are no gaskets in the engines that are familiar to us. All the attachments of the engines are planted on the sealant, which dries out after 5 to 6 years of service. The same problem is typical for the 185 horsepower turbo diesel, though in general the motor is very reliable. However, at the same time, he prefers high-quality fuel and strict adherence to oil and filter change regulations. If all these conditions are met, the diesel engine will last a long time. Perhaps it is also possible to recommend after long work at the limit to let the motor run for a few minutes at idle to cool the turbine bearings. Although modern heavy fuel engines do not particularly need additional timing, nevertheless, this recommendation will not be superfluous. As for gearboxes, with the departure of the robot, not only the reliability of the transmission, but also the machine as a whole has increased, although it is worth paying attention to the manual transmission. After hundreds of thousands of kilometers, the second and third gears can be engaged with noticeable effort due to premature wear of the synchronizers. Marines claim that this saw has already been cut several years ago. However, the defect no when it pops up. And further, according to the regulations, the oil in the mechanical box is changed every 90,000 kilometers, but in the 6-band hydromechanical automatic update, it's recommended 1.5 to 2 times more often. Only in this case, the box can reach up to 350,000 kilometers. If you follow these rules, the AKP will place you with a decent resource. Quality and timely maintenance, coupled with a neat driving style, will really help to extend the life of the box. The 8-speed automatic was quite durable and hassle-free. Timely service after 60,000 kilometers of run using high-quality oil, as well as a measured driving style, are also relevant for him. Careful attitude will also affect the service life of the electronic clutch, which connects the rear wheels when the front wheels slip in the 4x4 transmission. Suspension costs also depend on driving style. However, some elements initially do not have a decent service life. For example, shock absorbers do not always take care of the due to date and begin to leak at 50,000 to 70,000 kilometers. If they're out of order, instead of a standard spare part, it is better to put a non-original and better known brand. Somewhere at 50,000 kilometers, they sometimes begin to howl, although the resource is usually twice as long. Around the same time, the bearings of the front struts may creak. They begin to creak when the steering wheel is turned. But the creak of the brake mechanism occurs when the rear caliper is wedged. This is a signature sore Kia Sportage. If it is not possible to develop a mechanism using autochemistry, you will have to buy a new caliper assembly. After all this, replacement the stabilizer struts every 30 to 50,000 kilometers seems to be a completely nature event. So, a used Sportage is a great option to buy, especially at such a young age. After all, the car has already completely got rid of its congenital sores, and some of the weaknesses inherent in pre-Stalin versions have already been cured on models younger than 2018. In addition, problematic modifications with a DCT robotic box and a 1.6-liter 177 horsepower turbo engine simply disappeared from the crossover specifications. If you have or had such a model, share information about what and how it breaks in the comments.